It's Miss Oldfield again. Now you're going to learn how to do a basic search in Destiny Discover. Remember to make sure that you are in the Oak Grove Middle School Destiny Discover page rather than another school's page. We don't want to search for another school's books because we won't find those same books on our library shelves. So take a look in the top left-hand corner. Does it say Welcome to Oak Grove Middle School? Then you're in the right spot. Let's say we want to search for the book, The War That Saved My Life. Up here in the search bar, we'll type The War That Saved My Life and click the return button on your Chromebook. Here is what we call the search results page. These are the results from our basic search. And you can see that there are two records. Here's the first one, and if you take an eagle-eye look, you'll notice that this is not a print book that we could walk over to a bookshelf and find. This is an ebook from our ebook platform, Mac and Via, that we're going to talk about in a few weeks. Down below it is an actual book that you would find in print. And you can know that because there's an icon here with a little picture of a red book. And next door to the icon it says book. So you'll want to take a careful look at the records to make sure you're finding the kind of resource that you want. We also have ebooks available, audiobooks, as well as CDs. The other thing I want to point out and make sure you know to look for is the flag in the top left-hand corner of a print book. For The War That Saved My Life, you can see that it's checked in. That means that if you were to walk over to the bookshelf today, you would find that book on the shelf. You could pull it off and check it out for yourself. Sometimes instead of the green in flag, there's a red flag that says out. That means that a particular book is checked out, all of the copies that we own. If that happens and you are just dying to read that book, you can place that book on hold. All that you have to do is ask me or Miss Wood to put the book on hold for you, and then the next available copy that's returned to the library from another student will be held for you. We'll put your name on the electronic bulletin board and we'll announce your name on Husky News to remind you to come to the Media Center to check out the book that you placed on hold. The other important feature that I want to point out to you on this page is the call number. The call number is always going to be right next door to the cover of the book, and the call number is really important. The call number helps you to pinpoint the book on the bookshelf. I don't know about you, but this library is a lot bigger than my elementary school library, so it's important to have clues to help us to find books on the bookshelves, and the call number will help you. The call number is sort of like a street address for a house. In the same way that a street address for a house helps you to find a house on a block, a call number helps you to find a book on the shelf. So it's really helpful. The first part of this call number is FIC. FIC, you might be able to predict, is short for fiction. You're right. Fiction books are all of the made-up books. They're from genres like mystery and historical fiction and fantasy. All of our fiction books are kept on the short shelves in our library. But it's not enough to know that a book is on a short shelf because look around you. There are a lot of short shelves, aren't there? So next you need to look at the next three letters, BRA. BRA for this book are the first three letters of the author's last name. Kimberly, Brubaker, Bradley. Bradley starts with BRA. So now you're able to pinpoint this book on a short shelf and the shelf that has authors whose last names start with B. All of their books are going to be there. Now let's go back to Destiny Discover's homepage by clicking on Destiny Discover in the top left-hand corner. Now we're going to do a search for a nonfiction book. Maybe you've always been curious about the story of Helen Keller, and you want to learn more about her. If we want to search for books about Helen Keller, we'll click here in the search bar and then type her name, Helen Keller. So here are the books about Helen Keller. You can browse them, find that all-important call number, and find the book on the bookshelf. I want to point out that there is a helpful feature right up here in the top right-hand corner that will help you to find books. If you click it, you'll see a drop-down menu, and you might want to search by call numbers. You'll notice that some of these books are clustered together. For example, for Helen Keller, many of the books are in the 921 section. That's the section where we have biographies, books about famous people, and autobiographies and memoirs, books written about a famous person about themselves. Now it's time for you to try it out. Answer the questions in this section.